Hello, this is Gary, and I developed the eGrid to help me make sense of the markets. And I'm sure after a few videos, the eGrid will make sense to you. In this video, I'm going to talk about the components of the eGrid, and then we'll look at some support and resistance aspects. Let's get started. This yellow line is the baseline. This is the foundation of the eGrid. Above, we have minor moves here, here, and here. And below, we have minor moves here and here. This larger blue line is a full move, and this larger red line is a full move. The algorithm that generates the eGrid works from 4 to 5 days of historical volume at price data and gives weight to each day depending on price movement. This dashed gold line is the rotational high, and this dashed gold line is the rotational low, and in between is the rotational inertia area. Why do I call it that? Well, price seems to be attracted to the baseline and to this rotational area, and when inside, it builds rotational inertia. It builds energy, and on a break of the rotational area, that energy may be expressed as a trend. Let's go to another chart. We have a few more components of the eGrid here. These blue colored bars through here are called high interest bars, meaning institutional activity is likely to have occurred while these bars were being formed. These yellow bars are low interest bars, meaning a lack of activity. This small line that extends to the right, in conjunction with this small line, creates the key level. Now we'll talk about the key level and these colored bars in another video. Next we have the walking baseline, this dashed line through here, and this too is a walking baseline through here. These vertical lines are not part of the eGrid indicator. You can pick these up at NinjaTrader. This is the New York Open, and this is 15 minutes into the session. Notice we have two walking baselines on this chart. This first one carries us from overnight into around midday, and this second one carries us from just before European close out the rest of the day. Now, these walking baselines are the most important support and resistance on the chart. I use them for bias, meaning above I'm going to look for longs, and below the walking baseline I will look for shorts. We have two on this chart. Some days it may appear that you have one. Other days this space between may be larger or smaller. When price is in between two active walking baselines, I consider that to be neutral. I will take a neutral stance until I see one or the other broken, and then I'll consider a trade. We do find support here on this walking baseline. We come up to our baseline and we test above and we test below. We've been testing it pre-market too. Now this is what support and resistance looks like to me. Testing above and testing below, and then picking a direction. These pinpoint touch and turns, they're always nice to look at, and they're valid, but so is this. This is also valid. I consider this to be a little more valid than this, actually, because you are having more activity through here with this testing. We do come up and test this minor move line, and we immediately start to work sideways. We do break above and we test this rotational high. Now there is a minor move line right under that, and we do this pullback. This is a minor move pullback. This is kind of what these minor moves are all about. They're areas to pay attention to, and we find support there. We come up and test again, and we finally get through this rotational high, and we make another minor move up. Well, now I use these lines as targets. If I'm long from down in here somewhere, as soon as we get to this minor move line, I'm taking some contracts off, and I don't have to live through this indecision. Same here. If I'm holding contracts and price gets to this area, I'm taking some off. I don't have to live through this potential loss of gains here. Let's go to another chart. Here's a chart of the YM. We do open. We find some resistance. We explore above. We come down and find some support here at this rotational high. We do break back in and find support at this walking baseline, and we're turned away. Right here at this walking baseline, let me say this. These walking baselines can reinforce any line that they get next to. So this right here is a very decent support. We come on up. We almost test that minor move, and we pull back to the key level high. Now these key levels, this key level high and low, they will offer support and resistance also. We do test that key level high 2 times, and then we break through this minor move, and then we make this minor move line, and immediately we start to chop. Let's go to another chart of the NQ. We find resistance at this minor move. We break above. We make it up to the full move line and find resistance, and we do that minor move pullback. We have a little extra energy here, and we do break through our walking lines. We're testing below, but this minor move turns us away. We come back up and test this full move line, this recent high, and we have a minor move pullback, along with that key level low is helping there. Let's see, yeah, this is the NQ. We get a little choppy through here. That key level low holds once again, and we do make this minor move up here, and we perform another minor move pullback. We also have a minor move back up, but we're getting close to the end of the day there. Let's move along. Chart of the ES. Price comes up and gets above our walking line, and we're pinned between this full move line and our walking baseline. Price does break above that. We make that first target up, and we have a pullback. We eventually do make it to the rotational low and find some resistance, but we break above and find resistance at the baseline. We do that pullback, and we break through the baseline and finally make that rotational high, and immediately we start to chop once again. Now this is what I call the full trip, from rotational low to rotational high, and we'll explore this in another video also. Let's move along. Chart of the ES. We're breaking back into the rotational area. We do peak out, but we eventually do make the full trip from low to high, and we're turned away. We do find support at the baseline. We break through it, find a little support at this key level high, and yeah, I remember this day. This is a news-driven event right through here. All the markets dropped off. Let me say this right here. When these lines get tight like that, that should offer very decent support. And price just rages right through that. We find support at this minor move line, and we find support at this full move line. Notice we have high interest at both of those lows right there. Price does come back and try to get through this myriad of lines here, but it's turned away. We get back to this full move line that did show support. We're below, and now we're showing resistance. And it's getting late in the day. Well, that's enough for this video. I just wanted to give you a look at some support and resistance ideas. I hope this helped, and thanks for watching.